What's going on, guys? Good morning. Welcome back to United View. Hope everyone is doing very well, having a good Tuesday morning. Another 9 a.m. show. Transfers to talk about, negotiations possibly to discuss pre-season matches. It's actually a match day. Me and Marcel were talking about this before we went live. We were saying, it feels great just to be talking about a match or have that. And I know it's only pre-season, Marcel, but when you do wake up in the morning and you know that you're going to be watching a match later today, there's just a different kind of feeling about it, isn't there?
Oh, beautiful feeling. I'm just very happy. Good morning, firstly, Owen, and good morning, everyone,
Good
United View
morning.
community. Match day today. So just excited, long time that we've seen our club play. It feels so long, and especially in terms of going to Old Trafford as well. So it's obviously not going to be at Old Trafford, but just excited for a match day today.
Definitely. We've got a super chat straight away from Mark Harris. Says, Ten Hag plays Maguire, Ten Hag out. Wow.
Mark's
What did you make of that? What did you make of that yesterday? Before we get into all of the stories, we're going to be talking about De Jong, obviously. A lot of De Jong developments over the last 24 hours. We're going to also be talking about Martinez as well. United confident about that. We're going to be talking about Cristiano Ronaldo possibly being convinced by Richard Arnold, and we're also going to be touching on preseason a little bit. But Marcel, what did you think? What did you think of the whole Ten Hag saying Maguire is the captain, or rather the established captain?
It's a great question. I think so. The principle of rule that I think we have to go by this year, this next, and for the next couple of seasons is just to back the manager. So I'm for sure. I don't know if I'm on my own on this, but I definitely don't think Maguire should be anywhere near the captaincy, and I don't think he's shown leadership qualities last season. I think there's plenty points throughout that season where we can reference, obviously just poor lack of leadership, really, for me in terms of Maguire. But at this stage now, if I'm gonna say that, we have to back Martial, we have to, believe in a rejuvenated Rashford. If the manager, my manager that I think is going to bring us success, says, Maguire's the captain for this season, I'm pretty sure it won't be for the next, for the next season under his tenure, but I'll back him, and I have to believe that he's making the right choice. And I think he has to do that for many a reason. He could even change it. Pre-season games don't mean anything. He could even change it come the first game of the season against Brighton at home. So, but I'm definitely going to back and support his reasoning and decision to keep him as the skipper.
Yeah, I mean, we saw the inevitable meltdown on social media after that press conference when it comes to the Maguire situation, and people going, oh, here we go, another puppet, or get him out, or nothing's going to change at Manchester United. My opinion was, and it still is, and even though United did the post and said that Maguire's going to lead us in the 22-23 season, and he might, but I think when you listen to Ten Hag's rationale and his reasoning, it does make a lot of sense what he's saying. So he was asked, who's your captain? And he went, I've been here 2 weeks. Half of the players I've known for 1 week. I need to get to know them. I can't make that decision at the moment. There isn't, first of all, there isn't an obvious candidate. We've spoken about this, haven't we? Previously, The obvious candidate was Ronaldo.
Yeah,
he's not there at the moment. So it can't be Ronaldo, really, if he wants to leave the club.
Yeah,
and then, you can talk about Bruno, you can talk about De Gea, but as far as it goes, and Ten Hag said it, Maguire is the established captain. He's not Ten Hag's captain. He's not Ten Hag's person saying, oh, he's the best person for the job. He's just saying, well, he's the captain at the moment. Like you said, it could change. I don't know if he necessarily will change it for this season. And it's not to say that I'm sitting here justifying that decision in the sense of, Maguire should be the captain, because clearly, I think unanimously, most people would say he shouldn't be.
Yeah.
There's questions about his ability to be a United player, let alone a United captain. But I think I accepted the rationale of Erik Ten Hag there. When he gets his own players in, that might look completely different as well. When he does his own analysis on all the players, that might look completely different. And like you said, ultimately, if it's what the manager wants, we're in a position where we can't be turning this quickly. We can't, even though it's a big decision, I get it. We can't be turning that quickly, can we?
Yeah, 100% agree. It's perfectly said. It's just, throughout the season, rotation, do we see other centre-back partnering? And then if that happens and he's on the bench, who is the vice-captain is an interesting point for me as well. Because, Ronaldo really would have been maybe the next captain in line. Everyone's thought was towards that. Obviously, he's made a decision that he's made. I think Bruno should have been the captain. I've seen a lot of, good, vlogs of him doing the vlogs of the players, just the team bond. And I feel like he's maybe a player that everyone would have liked in terms of, just likeness in the dressing room, that kind of thing. But I'm backing the manager. If it's Maguire, it's Maguire. I can't complain. Let's move on.
I agree. Be sure to smash a like on the like button, guys. Be sure to subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. Also, if you do want to join the Manchester United View, not the Man United Members Club, United View Members Club. I'm just so used to say Man United. The United View Members Club. The link is in the video description. It's also the pinned comment. You can get your badges, emojis, exclusive members-only videos as well. Big things planned for that. But we've got to talk about Frankie de Jong, Marcel, because as I mentioned, big developments in the last 24 hours, depending on how you perceive them, of course. Now, the big story yesterday afternoon, was the images that were on social media of football director John Murtough and Manchester United's chief executive Richard Arnold being out there in Barcelona. You got the classic Gerard Romero, shaky cam sort of stuff. They're there with the sunglasses. I guess they were going for meals, all that kind of stuff. So people said, oh, is something happening? Now, it must be said, I don't think it's the first time they've been out to Barcelona this summer. I just think it's the first time that that's been put on social media, or they've been caught in 4K, as it were, when it comes to all of that. But a lot's been reported about it. So Simon Stone from the BBC is saying that any deal for Frankie de Jong is being hampered by a contractual issue regarding deferred wages. We spoke about this a lot recently. The player is reluctant to leave given what he feels he is owed. Richard Arnold and John Murtough have flown to Barcelona in a bid to break the impasse. It continues. John Murtough and Richard Arnold, though, after that meeting yesterday, did not return to Manchester, but reportedly have stayed overnight in Barcelona. That once again comes from Gerard Romero. Now, some were more lesser known Spanish outlets, it must be said, were claiming late last night that the deal was closed, it was done. And I kind of raised my eyebrow at that one and said, I don't know about that one. But it was being reported that Man United and Barcelona had closed a deal for Frankie de Jong for a total of 85 million euros, which is the reported package anyway. All that remains is de Jong's decision. Both clubs will try and convince him to leave. Again, that's Manchester United convincing him to leave, and also Barcelona convincing him to leave. Now, reportedly, after the meeting yesterday, and this comes from Edu Polo, again, these are outlets based in Spain, saying that Frankie de Jong met Xavi, Mateu Almani, and Jordi Cruyff yesterday, and it was made clear to him that a possible transfer for him is a purely economic issue. The player and his agent do not contemplate accepting a significant salary cut in order to stay. So the idea that he would stay and accept the salary cut is kind of off the table at this point in time. As I mentioned, after Monday's meeting between Manchester United and Barcelona, Barca's director of football, Almani, went to the training ground to meet Xavi and informed him of United's intentions for Frankie de Jong and the conditions agreed regarding the price. Conversations between Murtough and Arnold and Barcelona yesterday are believed to have centered around this £17 million or 17 million euros, however you want it. It's been reported when it comes to the deferred wages. And just to top it off, because I've seen the comments recently when I've been saying Barcelona, specifically Juan Laporta saying he's full of it. I've said in the morning, I know it's early, but he's full of shit. He absolutely he is full of it. Of what he says. Frankie de Jong's not for sale. We've got no intention of selling. According to Gerard Romero, Barcelona met with Manchester United the day after Juan Laporta said Frankie de Jong was not for sale. What do you make of all of that, Marcel?
Well, I've been saying to everyone, patience is required for this transfer. I've been saying, it's going to be 5 transfers this window. So, this is just following into the line of my beliefs in terms of where we're at, especially when it comes to Frankie de Jong. I think, it's going to be a difficult deal and it requires patience. You enlightened me that it was 53 days until the market closed on Sunday. So we've got plenty more days to go with this, and this could take some time. I've read reports that they want to get it wrapped up by a Friday this week or something to that effect. So that is positive. If that gets done, we're heading in the right direction. I mean, Richard Arnold, we've all seen that he said, the money's there. He was quoted saying that, with the gentleman that went to meet him. So I feel like he's acting in accordance. It's taken a bit of time. And obviously, there's things on the other side that need to be worked out in regards to, Barcelona and Frankie de Jong. So it's going to take time, but this wouldn't have been pursued if the right side, the right things on our end weren't ticked off. We had to convince, obviously, Frankie de Jong, and he's, going to accept the project if the conditions over on that side are not met in the way that he would want them to be met. He's already deferred wages twice before already. So he's not going to want to hear another salary cut on top of that. So I don't know. I think, very patient with this one. It's going to take time. Laporta has always been like that, very clever, very, playing chess moves all the time, trying to cause, a stir in the market.
Is he clever though, Marcel? Is he clever though? Because this is the point. Like when he says stuff like that, he's not for sale. We've got no intention of selling. Everyone goes, oh, come on.
Yeah.
Like I know you get the people on social media that get whipped into a frenzy by it, but when he said that, everyone at the time went, well, that's a lie. That's a lie. Because we know it's a lie because it's well documented. You're negotiating, and it just felt like a bad, I don't know, negotiating tactic. And I don't know.
Listen,
if we don't have to do business with him again after this summer, I'll be very happy.
To be honest with you, it's only, the likes of me and yourself. You were saying, obviously, Laporta does this, but there's other fans that we have that would be like you said, they go into a complete frenzy. And Laporta is able to do that. He's able to get one or two people riled up, maybe make Man United, step on their toes a little bit. Let's increase the price, get the deal done now. Chelsea are here as well, but that's not the case. I just don't think Chelsea could ever get in front of Manchester United in this deal. This deal is a very particular deal. So, but that's Laporta's job, maybe to increase that price, maybe get Man United to increase the urgency. But as far as I'm concerned, Man United have done all that they can do. It's now the ball is in Frankie de Jong's court now. Manchester United have done all their work. It's the ball is really in Frankie de Jong's court now. And if that relationship starts to wane between him and Barcelona, I think Manchester United could be in there with a deal.
I think also as well, the thing that has frustrated me the most about it is that this is a deal that is very complicated anyway, but it's just the political nature of it, I think, as well. Like I said, Laporta trying to save face with the fans. He's leaving. It's an economic issue, and they're trying to maybe turn it a little bit on Frankie a little bit. Well, if you had accepted a pay cut, you could probably stay here. And then him going, wait a minute, I've taken one twice. You're signing players at this time. You're going to sign Rafinha. And everyone's going, where are you going to get the money for Rafinha? And they go, don't know. That's not okay. No, that's not
Jesse,
okay.
Christensen. They want Lewandowski. That's crazy. I don't know how they're doing it. I don't know how they're doing it, to be honest with you, Owen. I don't know how that's going to work. But somebody has to go to get these guys coming in. Serginho Dest, I think their right back is also maybe up for sale as well. So there's somebody surely going. And it looks more and more like they're trying to force Frankie de Jong out the door. So it's a positive for us, man. 100%.
A couple of super chats here. Mark Harris says, Maguire will cost Man United 15 points. Why? Move on. Well, I think in an ideal world, to be honest, Mark, like I said, I don't think you'll find many people that will say that they think Harry Maguire should be the Manchester United captain. I think you'll find, a lot of people that say Harry Maguire shouldn't be a Manchester United player. My hope would be, and I had hoped that, Maguire wouldn't be the captain this season. But after, like I said, listening to Ten Hag yesterday, I go, okay, my hope is that, like Marcel was saying earlier, if we get in Martinez, we are going to talk about him. Maybe Maguire doesn't play every game. And if he starts playing less games, maybe he gets phased out a little bit. And then he starts thinking, well, I'm not playing every game. I'm older. I need to move on for my career. Maybe that's how it happens. Maybe this Maguire thing doesn't get resolved overnight. Everyone wants to see swiftness when it comes to players out. And for certain players, there will be. But the Maguire situation is... Everyone knows the Maguire situation, right?
It's almost guaranteed no resell on value. It's going to be a loss, whatever it is. So, and that's been the theme under all of Ed Woodward's business in terms of bringing players in. We're not really been able to recuperate a transfer value or more than no profit on these players. So it's going to be a loss there. And like you said, everyone really kind of understands the situation. Hopefully he can be phased out the squad. But hopefully he actually does well. I would like to see him maybe improve on his game.
In an ideal world. Absolutely, yeah.
Because that penultimately, I think that's what everybody wants. But we can just clearly see it's not going to be that. So Yeah.
Steve says, clever, man's about to put Barca into administration. I did see some fans, some Barca fans on social media were getting quite happy about signing Rafinha, saying, see, people said Barca were broke, but we've just got 72 million euros to sign Rafinha. And everyone's gone, but you are broke. And the point is, where's the money come from? You've sold off, like, was it 50% of your broadcasting rights, merchandise and marketing rights for a quick term solution to your financial issues. But make no mistake, just because you've sold them off now, in the future, you'll make less money because someone else has those rights. So someone will be making that money instead of you. It's a short-term fix, but long-term, it still is a massive financial issue for Barcelona. I think their hope is, let's get through it now and some money will just appear out of somewhere in the future. And again, that's why people said now, like, but where is this coming from? Where is this money coming from? Lil Yo-Yo said, we already know Laporta has Oli Titus, serious liar. Yes. I tell you, wow. And also, in fairness to the Ten Hag thing, when he was talking about Maguire yesterday, it was fine. And then he ended the quote with, Maguire's achieved a lot of success. And you had to sort of go, that is a lie.
Yeah.
I mean, Marcel, even you, Mr. Optimistic, the optimist, Mr. Positivity, that is a lie.
Yeah. I can't lie to you, I mean, when this guy, man, he's making it hard and hard for me to believe in him. Honestly, I mean, saying, they got so much potential, they're second. I'm just thinking, come on, Ten Hag, please, I know I believe in you, but please be easy. But yeah.
Adam says, it's time to finally see if this brother is a serial simp. Like I said, your gal don't want you and she owes you money. Again, always sounds great when I read those ones out, doesn't it? And Shahil Patel says, how is the skipper injured? What the hell did he do? Yeah, Maguire was training separately from the squad yesterday, as was a few people. Maguire, of course, was trained separately. Varane.
Yeah.
Flex. Varane, Ghana, I believe, was training separately as well. Some other people we'll talk about that as we move on. But yeah, Maguire might not even be playing today as well. It must be said as well. So just to round up the De Jong one, Marcel. Then obviously there still is a little bit of a way to go, but is the hope that because Arnold and Murto are there in Barcelona, because they're there to say, right, let's get this done. 70 million, the deferred wages, let's get this done. Are you hopeful now that we're going to see some more serious movement on this in the next, let's say, couple of weeks?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, it's serious when the CEO comes down and he wants to see what's going on. He wants to speed up the process. It's a definitely a movement in the right direction. Something for us to be positive about as the fans, that we're trying to get this done. The moment that there looks like a sign where it won't happen, we'll turn around and we'll find a different option. But as of now, I'm still confident 75% that we're working towards that direction of Frankie de Jong coming. There's plenty of time in the window. And I think, because he's such an important piece, I wouldn't worry as and when he comes. It's just when he comes is the most important and pivotal point.
Lil Yo-Yo says, are you saying Erik Ten Hag has initial symptoms of Oli Titus? Look, I remember specifically talking to the We Talk Ajax guys, and this might have been before Ten Hag was officially announced, and they were saying he will be frustrating in certain press conferences because he'll back the player, to the point of you're going, why are you backing this player? He's rubbish, or that's not true what you're saying. And I think we're already seeing that. We've already seen it when it comes to Erik Ten Hag. A couple of times when he's spoken about Maguire, he's a great leader, he's achieved a lot of success, and everyone goes, I don't know about that, but that's what the manager does. And to be fair, I think we've almost got used, or maybe the modern day fan likes to see the managers in public going hard on players and call them out. But historically, you look at someone like Sir Alex, and I'm not saying Ten Hag is Sir Alex, but you look at someone like Sir Alex. Sir Alex would do the same. They back their players, and then behind the scenes, they rip them apart. Like that's how it works. I question sometimes what people necessarily totally want, because we had it, for instance, say with Jose, where he would in the press conferences just say this player's rubbish or he's not good enough. But on the flip side, you then hear, the dressing room is a mess. The players don't like the manager. It's the same. Same with Ralph. We applauded Ralph for being transparent, for saying things about the board and sometimes alluding to things with players. But at the same time, he didn't have a completely happy dressing room. Was that totally his fault? Possibly not. But I think nowadays a good manager protects his players in the eye of the media, and then privately would be having those conversations. And I would assume that's what's going on with Erik ten Hag. Michael says, will you be doing a watch along today? Yes, there will be a match for you live from the studio. It's going to be a fun one, so keep an eye out for that. Also, we're going to be having a preview coming up after this from out there in Bangkok, Thailand with Flex and KG. I've heard some rumors about it before we went live. That's all I'll say. And wow, very interesting. KG's in the chat as well, says, and you can let KG know in the chat, who will be the captain today. Of course, Maguire is the captain, Ten Hag said yesterday, but Maguire looks like he's not going to be playing because he's injured. KG saying inside sources. This is what KG actually said. Maguire injured, defo not playing. KG inside sources. I think, did he do his whole inside sources? But who will be the captain today? Do you think it'll be Bruno, Marcel?
Bruno or Rashford? After KG's obviously spoken to Rashford, it's goals and assists order.
Oh,
yeah,
brilliant!
It was good. Oh, yeah.
It's so funny. Walking off the pitch, he just goes Rashford. First of all, he just shouts his name out. Rashford. Yeah. 16 goals, 22 assists.
So since Rashford's finally got the order of the day from KG, I'm expecting goals and assists from him, and he looks like he's always first one out of the training. From what I'm seeing the pictures, anyway, that's just the propaganda that we're seeing. But definitely Rashford, Bruno. I really want to see Bruno as captain for this club, so I'm expecting Bruno, to be vice, or De Gea. De Gea is an option.
Not going to expand any more on the De Gea.
No, I'm not going to expand
no. Positivity. You stopped so short with that one. Bruno, I'd love to see Bruno. Or De Gea, it's an option. Depth stare down the camera. We'll move on. We'll talk about Lisandro Martinez. Manchester United reportedly are confident when it comes to securing the Ajax defender. This comes from Fabrizio Romano, who said that Manchester United are now feeling confident on Lisandro Martinez. Ajax open to discuss the fee. New contacts are expected very soon after a bid was rejected last week. That was the bid that I believe was 45 million euros, something like that. Lisandro is pushing again with Ajax to leave the club this summer. We spoke about this previously, Marcel. I spoke to DJ about it yesterday as well. And we were saying that idea of Ajax wanting something like 50, 60 million on this, maybe the 60 side.
Yeah.
That's quite high.
Yeah.
But I guess for Romano to be coming out and saying that United are feeling confident, again, a bit like this De Jong deal we just spoke about, it would feel that this one is getting closer and closer.
Yeah, great point. I mean, out of all of the deals, or not of all of the deals, but in terms of a Frankie de Jong, Martinez, even Antony situation, I feel like these two players, the latter two, they want to be part of Manchester United. So I almost feel like something can be done. It comes to a situation where the player might even force something, especially when it comes to Martinez anyway. He seems like he wants to be in the Premier League at least anyway. So he wants to leave Ajax. Something should be worked out there. I agree, I was watching you both this yesterday morning, and I agree with both of you, that is too much. 60 is way too much. 40 is what I would be paying tops. I think we're even getting overpriced now, but I understand that we're going to have to pay a bit of a premium because the club doesn't want to sell anymore. They've made their key outgoings for the window, and obviously now it's just extra right now, or players that they just don't, they were hoping to keep on. So with the likes of Martinez, a deal has to be struck, and I hope that he's doing his bit as well. Now we're going to have to look to him to do that, to do just a bit extra in terms of getting Ajax to sell you. 60 is way too much. 55 at a push. I don't like the pricing, to be honest with you, Owen.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say next, was that I think the key in this one is actually the player himself, because as you mentioned, Ajax are in the position, they've sold the players they want to sell, or they had budgeted to sell this summer. They've made their money and they're happy with the money they've made. I think yesterday, DJ spoke on this, that I think because they definitely moved the goalpost. They definitely shifted the goalpost, because initially it felt like 40, 45, that was what it was going to take to get him. So once we put that bid in, I think everyone was like, right, it's basically done then, because we know the player, his personal terms, is not going to be a problem because he wants to join Manchester United. So we hit that price, and then Ajax pushed back and went, no, actually, we're thinking more sort of 55, 60. And everyone went, whoa, where did that come from? And you could maybe say that was them again shifting the goalpost because they don't need to sell, and they're thinking, right, United want the player and they need the player, so we can get a little bit more out of this. You could look at it as maybe them thinking Arsenal was still in this conversation. So if Arsenal was still in the conversation, if we move it a little bit, maybe we get a bit of a bidding war. Let's see if Arsenal come in at that higher price point. If they do, Man United will respond, and we can get this up a little bit more to a jackpot fee, as the We Talk Ajax guys were saying.
Yeah.
We haven't really heard anything about Arsenal in the last 24 hours when it comes to this bid. I think that, again, they
know what
we
it
need
is.
Martinez. We need Martinez more than they do. They're happy with their centre backs, with their defenders, I would say.
Yeah, but
Would you agree with that?
yes, but the Ten Hag effect for me is in full flow with all these deals right now. Frankie De Jong, Martinez, Anthony. I just feel like nobody else would feel like they have the divine right for the player more than Manchester United at this moment in time. So yes, Arsenal they have other problems. Maybe their forward line. They have plenty of centre backs, and starting centre backs too. In Gabriel, Ben White. I don't know why they would want to upgrade on them two at the moment.
Was
But
it Saliba as well?
yeah,
The guy's been
yeah.
playing all in France, so
Yeah, true. But I just feel like we have the front running position for this because it's the Ten Hag effect. So no, like after a certain point, players should be getting priced. Teams should be getting priced out because the player would want to come to us, I think.
yeah, and I think, like I said, I think it was mainly Ajax trying to see if they could get a bit of an extra bidding war going. But I think the key is the player. I think the player is clearly pushing very hard to Ajax, and I think he said on several occasions, hey, I want this deal. Let's get this deal done. Negotiate. I'm demanding you negotiate. And
Yeah.
given that United had met the initial fee that they were looking for, I think he'd be well within his rights to push back now, saying, actually, you quoted a price for me. Now you're shifting it a little bit. Let's get this one done. So I would think that's probably where this confidence stems from when it comes to United, that they've had these chats with the player. He obviously is very keen. He's pushing very hard. And United would have surely budgeted a price that they're willing to go for anyway. And it doesn't appear that, they're a million miles off with Ajax about it. So like you, I expect that one to get done. And then possibly, I mean, look, if we get something, the difficult thing is he going to make tour, I suppose? Because
Martinez, are we talking about Martinez?
Yeah, Martinez. Do you think he makes tour?
That's a good question. Maybe not this part of the tour, maybe the latter part. When we're going, Oslo, Perth, I believe it is, and maybe the first game of the at Old Trafford, maybe. But I don't. It would be difficult. It would be difficult maybe to see him for maybe the second game or so. I don't know.
Yeah, because I'm thinking they played a game today and they basically fly to Australia today. It's a really quick turnaround.
Yeah.
And when you're looking at people like Ronaldo, it was reported that basically United have said, look, if he's not going to be on the tour next week, there's no point bringing him in because it's, flying out there so far and only a couple of games. So this deal you would think would have to get done really quickly in like the next 2 or 3 days for it to even be worth going out on tour. But I always say this as well with these transfers. Ideally, they'd get done super, super quickly. But as long as they're there for the season to start, that's the main thing. Of course, it's ideal for them to be with the squad in preseason. Of course, it's ideal for them to bed in and get used to the system. But the main thing is that they're there for the season, right?
100% agree. Do you think, because the window closes in September, so then there's still going to be a month of games being played where potentially you can go into the market for a player? Do you think we maybe make one of those? I think it's 5 signings. Do you think one of the 5 come in between that August to September month?
Maybe you never know. I mean, I remember the time when it was a couple of seasons, it might have been 1 or 2 seasons, where the transfer window closed, and England was the only place to do it, where the transfer window closed when basically the season started. It was like the day before the season started, the transfer window closed. And that was because you had these instances where, like you said, the season would start and you would have these players at clubs that were unsettled, or you'd have people that started really badly and they panic and they go, oh my God, we've got to sign players, and they just pull players from other clubs. So they pushed for it to be like, okay, season starts, window closes. I think it was like, might have been like Jose's last season when it was like that. Either way, I wouldn't be shocked. United do late business. They always have. I would hope that some of it does get done early, and it does look like it. Obviously, we know Malacia, Ericsson should be confirmed this week, hopefully. Maybe the Martinez one gets done relatively quickly, but it depends on the start. if we start the season horrifically, there'll be panic. Of course there will, right?
Yeah, but I think Ten Hag will stick to his guns. So I don't think I'm hoping this season there's no panic buys. It's very concise. It's very strict to the plan, and that's what it looks like so far. That's why we're dragging our heels and everything, and everyone's so frantic because at the end of the day, we're competing against managers that knew exactly what they wanted, and they've been more consistent than our very new arrival manager. So it's going to take a little bit more time, of course.
We've got nearly 1,500 people watching, only 260 likes, Marcel.
Ah, come on, guys. Where's the likes?
Yeah, I
500
mean,
usually the target.
yeah, 500 is usually the target. That's the benchmark. We always say as you come through the door, click the like button, take your shoes off, settle down, do your
I like that.
chores before you have your fun in the evening, right? We've got Mr. Positivity on here this morning. Let's
Yeah.
spread the positivity around.
Yeah,
Spread
come on.
put the positivity onto the like button, right?
Yeah, 100%. 100% of it.
Yeah, exactly. Click a like on the like button if you think United are going to win today. Oh, the likes have stopped. But yes, be sure to smash a like on the like button and be sure to subscribe bottom right hand corner. Got some amazing stuff coming up as the tour continues. I mean, the reaction to the tour videos, shout out to obviously Flex KG and the unsung hero that is Josh, because he's a genius.
Yeah.
Like the editing and the production is unbelievable. Drone shots? You
Yeah,
kidding
yeah.
me, Marcel? Drone
Have you heard
shots?
the intro? The intro. The intro.
Oh,
Yeah. It's
that is
so
one of my
cool.
favorite things that we do here on United View is that for every sort of special occasion, the
Mm.
intro, whilst it stays the same, gets tweaked,
Tweaked.
right?
Yeah.
Christmas
It's so-
last year, I still say Christmas is the best one. The
yeah, it's really
Christmas
good.
remix is amazing. Like,
Yeah,
go
yeah.
back and watch it. It's incredible. We had the Flex on the Beach special, which
Yes.
was sort of Jamaican vibes. That was
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
We've got obviously the Thai inspired intro now. And look, Australia's coming up.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Who knows? Who knows what could happen with that one? Let's talk about Cristiano Ronaldo, because it wouldn't be a transfer show without talking about CR7. Now, a lot of fans, myself, I think Flex, KG, we've all said that we expect Ronaldo to leave in the transfer window, and I still probably do. But Manchester United's chief executive, Richard Arnold, by all accounts, is doing his best to convince Ronaldo to stay at the club. Of course, this comes after yesterday. Eric Ten Hag said in his press conference that Cristiano Ronaldo, point blank, was not for sale, and he was looking forward to working with him next season. This comes from Paul Hurst from The Times and Duncan Castles. And whilst it's actually, I think the big thing there, what's saying it's come from Duncan Castles, is that Duncan Castles was the first person to report that Ronaldo wanted to leave in the first place. It's sort of quite widely known that Castles has maybe the inside scoop when it comes to all things George Mendes and Cristiano Ronaldo. So the fact that he's reporting this is quite significant as well. So they are saying that Richard Arnold is working to persuade Cristiano Ronaldo to withdraw his request to leave Manchester United. Arnold is understood to have impressed Ronaldo's camp by the manner in which he handled his wish to leave. Do you think there's any chance, Marcel, that Richard Arnold can turn this one around and not only say that Ronaldo's going to stay, but also, I guess, make him happy to stay as well?
I don't know. I don't know. I actually don't know. I would like to think that, a player would adhere to their contract, but this is Cristiano Ronaldo. So, he was part of the new kit release. So you would think, and Manchester United's position's always been that he's part of the club and that he will be staying. So they're sticking to their guns. And that's how it should be. I think they should be sticking to what they believe in, and that's for Cristiano Ronaldo to stay. Whether he does, I don't know. I think he'll most probably look to force a move. Like I said before, there's positives if he stays, and there's positives if he goes. So that's how I'm looking at it right now with Cristiano Ronaldo. He should stay with us because Ten Hag wants him to stay, as far as I'm concerned. So I think he should be staying. But we have to wait until he comes back, because what I was hearing in the interview with Ten Hag is that he hasn't really had any dialogue with Ronaldo himself yet regarding what's happening. So I'm waiting for that moment to come, and I think once that moment comes, we'll understand what happens to Ronaldo's future.
Yeah, it was interesting yesterday, actually, listening to Ten Hag talk about the Ronaldo situation, because, I mean, there's lots of different ways to look at it. One, I mean, he answered the question, and then he got asked the same question 10,000 times in that press conference. And it was just like, what more else is he going to say, realistically? Yeah. He said what people expected him to say, and it's the same thing that's been widely reported. He's not on the tour because of a family issue. That's been accepted. He even said, I have, like you just said, I haven't actually had a conversation with him since all of this stuff has come out, saying that he wishes to leave. I had a conversation with him prior to everyone going on holiday, and it was pretty good. He didn't tell me at the time he wanted to leave or anything like that. He's not for sale. I'm looking forward to working with him. He's a big part of our plans. That's it. And then that was followed by, can we ask one more time about the Ronaldo situation? And he said, he's not for sale. I've spoken to him before, all that kind of stuff. And it would appear that his line really has not changed on Cristiano Ronaldo. It's kind of odd, isn't it? Because ever since, or even before Erik ten Hag was named as the Manchester United manager, there's almost been this sort of insistence that he won't like Ronaldo. Oh, he's not going to want to play Ronaldo. Oh, Ronaldo's not going to fit. And then several times he's gone, no, I really like Ronaldo. He's like one of the best players ever. I really look forward to working with him. First press conference, what do you expect from him? I expect goals from him. In his next press conference, he goes, he's not for sale. I really want to work with him. So it would appear that Ten Hag's got the same mindset the club has. As to can Richard Arnold persuade him, I would love to know what those conversations look like. How because the reason Ronaldo wants to leave is because of ambition, of the ability to win things or challenge for things or just compete for things. And Richard Arnold would have to do his damn best sort of sales pitch in that one. And how does he convince him? Because you can't really convince him, I suppose, when it comes to signings this summer, because irrespective of who we sign, it's not going to be good enough, I don't think, in the eyes of Ronaldo, because we can, like you said, I agree with you. I think we're probably going to sign 4, maybe 5 players this summer in total. But even that isn't going to be enough for us to compete for a title or anything like that. And that's what Ronaldo's looking for. So I would love to know what those conversations consist of. How is he persuading him? Next season, or the manager or the coach? I don't know. How does he do it? How do you think he does it?
He needs Ed Woodward. That's however Ed Woodward managed to do it. Money. However they managed to do it last time is how maybe you convince him this time, because the wall was definitely pulled over his eyes and he didn't do his due diligence in terms of where the club was at. Clear conflict of interests, and it's showing itself now. We are not at the level that Ronaldo would require to start instantly winning, and he wants to instantly win now. We're at a rebuild phase, and he's at the twilight or the end of his career now, where it's focusing on making sure that Messi can never touch him again, or anyone within the Champions League structure. So I don't know, conflict of interest when it comes to that, and Richard Arnold's gonna have to be very clever in terms of just maybe getting him to honor his contract, and it's gonna have to be as simply put as that. No one else, I don't think, in world football's gonna be able to pay him these astronomical wages, and we need him because he's gonna deliver guaranteed goals, and that's a constant that he was there last season. He provided for us, and we're gonna need him most probably to provide that again. It's interesting though, because I don't know. There's Flex asked a really good question about our other 2 forward options, and in particular Anthony Martial. I don't think when there's competition he hasn't really performed. So when Ibrahimovic came, the goals started drying up. When Lukaku came, the goals started drying up a bit. So when competition is there for Martial, does he really perform? It's only when he got a consistent run of games as a forward. So I just want to know how that dynamic in terms of minutes for Ronaldo, minutes for all the other forward players is gonna pan out if he does stay. I don't know. A pay cut will have to come for him if he leaves as well. Is he going to be happy with that? It's very.
Well, he's already kind of taken one, hasn't he? Because of the Champions League situation, he already has taken a 25% pay cut. So maybe Arnold says we'll give you that 25% back. Or, like the report says, the camp Ronaldo has been impressed by the way that Arnold's handled the matter. Maybe Arnold has said to him, look, publicly we'll say you're not for sale, but if you can come with me and present me with a deal that you've got, or a good deal from another club, then we'll let you go. Maybe playing a bit of chicken as to say, I don't think you've got one, or I don't think you'll be able to find one, because by all account, the Chelsea owner and directors want him. It's a marquee signing, first massive signing. I know they're going to sign Sterling, but a big signing for a new owner. But you've got the manager there who's a bit like, no, I don't want him. It's, that's not what we should be doing. So maybe it is Arnold saying, yeah, if you can present us with something, we'll let you go. Knowing in the back of his mind, no one's covered him for him, I don't think.
Yeah, no, smart. That's a very good angle to look at it from, and it could be a good way for him to keep Ronaldo and keep him on side as well that way, because you've given him an opportunity to feel like, no problem, you can leave, but at the same time, I think we know nothing. Well, I if Ronaldo stays, I think he's professional, and I think he will still be motivated, and it will be a happy Ronaldo. It will be a focused Ronaldo. It's a World Cup year, and Portugal are part of that as well. So he still has things that he has to aim for this season. So I think he will still get a professional Ronaldo. It's just this is maybe the biggest situation right now. It's always hanging over the club, even in our pursuit for good business, even in our pursuit for astute business. This situation here is maybe the biggest one.
Super chat from V-Time Media Production says, rooting for this channel all the way from Australia. Was hoping to see Cristiano Ronaldo. I guess it's not going to happen. Unfortunately, V-Time Media Productions, it does not look like it's going to happen. But
Yeah.
appreciate the contribution. Big up for the support all around the world. It always blows my mind to see how many people watching these streams and these videos from different countries around the world. Do it now. This is one of my favorite things to do. Let us know in the live chat where you're watching from, what country, what city you're watching from, and we'll get it up on the screen, because it always blows my mind, Marcel.
Yeah.
Just truly a global community. Last sort of 5 minutes or so, let's talk about this first preseason match. Of course, as I mentioned, we are going to be covering it today. As always, it's going to be a live match view inside the studio. Marcel is going to be joining me there along with DJ. So we're going to break that down. Of course, Flex and KG are inside the stadium. So they're going to be breaking it down from inside the stadium as well, giving you that tier 1 content. And we're going to have loads of fun stuff planned before and after that as well. What are you looking to see from this match today? I mean, we saw the open training session yesterday. People talking about how United were laid out. I mean, there were a couple of different formations that were flying around. But there was Sancho on the right, Rashford on the left, Martial in the middle. How do you feel about that?
Exciting. Like you said, at the top of the discussion, we are coming into games now for Manchester United. That's just all exciting. So, but I'm really looking forward to, all the passing patterns that he's been making them work in tight areas, tight spaces, underlaps, overlaps, all those kind of things. Just the technical stuff, because this might not be the side, obviously, that starts. Hopefully any side that we do, have and roll out today is better than the team that we had for Crystal Palace. I think we were speaking about it just before we started. The side has to be a little bit better from the last few games of the season. But no, I'm just a lot of technical stuff. I mean, this won't be the finished article and the product of the team, but we saw good. I saw an assist from Sancho in Thailand. Rashford header. I want to see stuff like that. I want to see good, clever play. I want to see, progression into the final third. I want to see a high line from the defense. I want to see confidence in how we're going to try and impose ourselves on the game. So a good opponent to start off with.
That's the key thing I'm looking for from today's game. I mean, result, unless it's really, really bad, it will hurt. It's still Liverpool.
Yeah.
And, like KG said, they've got an aggregate of, what is it, like 11 or something on us?
Right now, yeah. It's crazy.
So if it is bad, that will hurt. But I think the biggest thing that I'm looking for is, like you said, I want to see just something a little bit different in terms of the style of play. It's not going to be complete. It's not going to be Ten Hag's final vision. It can't be. It's only been 2 weeks. And that's going to take a really long time to fully implement. But I would hope that just watching it for 90 minutes, you go, I tell you what, I can see what they're trying to do there. Or I can see that they really are doing short passing and in the right moments, passing it forward. And my only thing would be is I would be so I would buy in so much for Eric Ten Hag if after one game I can actually see, you know what, some of these players have improved on the ball. I don't think that can happen. I don't know, but I think that's the biggest thing that I want to see. Just that style, like you said.
Who do you like? So who do you think, in terms of youth players, will really stand out this preseason? I think there's an opportunity for a young player now to come into the team, maybe have one or two good preseason games, and it bode well, and it be a good positive start for him coming into the first few games of the season.
Well, we know that Garner's obviously on tour. It looks like he might be injured today, I think, which is unfortunate. Because I think I was really interested to see him play. Interesting to see how many minutes Garnacho gets in preseason as well. That's because by all accounts, he's going to be a big part of the squad this season going forward. He's just, unfortunately, he's in a position where we've actually got quite a few players on the
Yeah,
wing.
yeah.
Ethan
Young players
Laird,
as
someone
well.
like that.
Ethan
Yeah,
Led's
yeah,
a
yeah,
good shout. Ethan Led's a really good shout. But so in
yeah,
terms of Owen, Palestri, Ahmad, and Garnacho, all young
yeah.
wingers, were maybe looking into the market to get another 22-year-old in Anthony. Competition for places there, people going on loan. Hannibal's around, Zidane Iqbal, who I like as well. And in terms of a midfielder that doesn't replicate Frankie De Jong's game, but maybe the most technical one that could maybe do the sixth position, Zidane Iqbal could possibly be the right balance. Maybe.
Yeah, possibly, absolutely, possibly. Joshua Lewis said Zidane Iqbal has been rumored to be doing well during training. Like you said, it's a possibility for anyone. It really is. I mean, who are you looking for that stands out for you?
So Ethan Led was a fantastic point there. I think
Apparently, might not
Ethan Led.
be. Is he on the flight? People are saying he was or wasn't. I don't know. I'll check it.
Well,
I'll check it. Carry on.
well, yeah. Hopefully he was, and part of this, part of the squad. I think he could definitely have an opportunity for a good preseason. It would help as well in terms of us not having to go into the market.
Yeah, he was there. He was there. He was in the squad.
Okay, that's good. So I'll put him down. I would say Zidane Iqbal as well. Ahmad. I'm wondering what's going to happen to Taif Chong. Is he going to be one of the outgoings for the club? I really want to see Tuanzebe kick on now and have a breakthrough year, because it's been very stagnant. It's been here and there, here and there. I know Bruno will have a fantastic preseason. Yeah, is Zidane Iqbal, Hannibal as well. A lot of the time we saw him warming up throughout the season, getting teased if he's coming on. No, yes. So he needs to be a constant now in terms of being involved. So yeah, there's a few. We've got a lot of talent.
Yeah, and some of those players, like you mentioned, are certainly fighting for their, I guess, more short term, but possibly long term future as well. Like you said, people like possibly Laird, or people like Zidane Iqbal, or people like Palestri or Ahmad. If they have a good preseason, that's the difference between them going out on loan or not going out on loan this summer.
Yeah.
Because Ten Hag could say, actually, you know what? I was thinking about sending out on loan, but look at someone like Anthony Elanga. Elanga was going to go out on loan in January last year. He burst into the team, and Ranić was like, no way. And now I'm excited to see what Elanga's going to do in preseason as well. I mean, we've seen all of his training videos. Obviously, like last season was a breakthrough season for him. He might be a completely different player. He might be like a new signing, as they say.
Yeah, great point, because he's kind of gone under the radar. No one's really been mentioning him, and he's been just getting his head down and doing the work. I've seen the videos. He looks sharp, looks a lot sharper. Even for Sweden, he's contributed well. So, he looks very interesting. I don't know if I feel like he might get changed in terms of his position. So many wingers, Owen. I feel like he might have to be converted maybe into a right back, or I don't know. I don't know for Elanga. I don't know, honestly, but I would like to see him kick on, because he had a very good season last season in terms of what he offered for us in Champions League, in the league. Good player.
And I guess he's not a young player, but Donny van der Beek. I mean, it's the preseason of preseasons for him, is it not?
Yeah. That's maybe one of the most exciting players that you want to watch in terms of his involvement. Is he going to be trusted in that 10 position, the 6? Is he going to be put in the 6 or the 8? It's going to be interesting where we play him, for these preseason games and for the season. He will be involved though, for sure. And that's a new signing for me. I'm counting that as a new sign, as the 6th signing, because he comes in and I think he makes a big impact to the squad.
I mean, usually on the channel here, we don't do predictions, but look, it's a new season. It's a new time. It's a new era. I'm going to ask for your prediction now, and then I'm going to ask it before the game, once you've seen the team, because that could change. That can change people's predictions, of course.
True.
So prediction now, before the team's been announced or anything like that, what's your feelings for the game?
2-2. I think 2-2 game. I think it's going to be a high scoring game, and I think both teams are going to be more relaxed in terms of defending, and they're going to be trying to shape up how they would attack against a team that maybe presses them high and presses them in groups and packs. So I think they'll be working on their middle third and their higher third performance than the back line. 2-2.
It's very difficult to predict preseason games, it must be said, and ultimately the scoreline doesn't really matter. I am leaning more to, I think Liverpool might beat us just because why wouldn't they?
Yeah,
But you
yeah.
never know. We don't know what kind of shape Liverpool are showing up in. I think they've got a relatively full squad out there as well. I saw
Wow.
that obviously their new striker, Darwin Núñez, was there. He came off during the training yesterday. They reckon he might have a ankle problem or blisters or something like that.
Have
So
you seen the video? Have you seen the video of him missing these shots? I mean, I'm so glad we didn't back this guy.
that's training. That's training, though, isn't it? I mean, I saw a lot of people doing that with him or Richarlison, all that kind of stuff. We've all been in training. You've been in training sessions, Marcel. We've seen
And
people
you
miss
miss.
sitters. Doesn't
Yeah.
make them bad players, is it? You
Yeah,
know.
true. But
And
anything to just keep him there in his place. I don't mind.
anything to make us feel better,
Yeah, yeah,
ultimately. That's
yeah.
really what it is. Yeah. Go
Yeah.
see. That's why we didn't sign him. He's rubbish. Anyway, guys, look, we're out of here. Be sure to smash a like on the like button. Be sure to subscribe bottom right-hand corner. As I mentioned, you can join the UV Members Club. Link is in the video description. Also, it's the pinned comment. We'll be back later on for the Manchester United versus Liverpool match view, first game of the preseason tour. Flex and KG, a preview, hopefully will be going up on the channel soon. And plus, they're out there inside the stadium, so they're going to be giving you all of that great content soon. We'll speak to you again very soon. Peace.